Hello, Lagos, once again. Good afternoon and welcome to Safety Train. I am Taiwo Barua, standing in for Fayo Williams today, who is unavoidably absent. Perhaps she's stuck somewhere in the traffic, which I quite understand. We all understand traffic, we usually say here, can be really dynamic. But then the show has to go on. Yes. So basically, today on the program, we shall be talking about mental stress. Stress is a normal psychological and physiological response to demands or pressure that exceed an individual's resources or ability to cope. Burnout is a state of emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion, prolonged stress, overwork, and lack of balance in life. Stress management refers to the techniques and strategies used to manage and reduce stress levels, improve coping skills, and enhance overall well-being. Burnout prevention focuses on identifying and addressing the causes of burnout, which can lead to emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion. Stress management and burnout prevention are ongoing processes that require effort, commitment, and self-care. By prioritizing your well-being and taking proactive steps, you can reduce stress, prevent burnout, and maintain your overall health and happiness. And yes, before I continue, let me tell you that my guest on the show today will be joining us via telephone call. She is Dr. Seyi Adebayo. Dr. Seyi Adebayo is a medical doctor from the Windsor University School of Medicine, St. Kitts and Nevis. She is a certified integrative and functional medicine specialist from the Institute of Functional Medicine. She regards herself as a modern-day woman herbalist because she understands and knows how to use and combine African herbs to solve several illnesses. She is the brain behind Carbon Facts and herbal drink that has helped over 3,000 women and men resolve reproductive related issues. She is passionate about holistic, integrative, and personalized care, and she has special interest in women's reproductive health, sexual wellness, gut health, beauty, and anti-aging, plus weight management. That's a whole lot. Dr. Seyi Adebayo, good afternoon to you and welcome to Safety Train.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Perhaps you missed the introduction earlier. I am Taiwo Barua and I will be hosting you on the program this afternoon.
Oh, hi, Taiwo. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
All right, then. So basically, we would tour the Fayo's line today. We'll do it her way today. So Fayo would always say, you greet our listeners in your lingua franca, your local dialect.
Okay. Ekason, Ekason.
Okay, good. Thank you so much, Dr. Seyi Adebayo, for joining us on the program. Your, bio here seemed very, very interesting, and I see you have keen interest in wellness, especially when it concerns women. But then,
women, yeah.
Yes, let's get down to business now. How do you differentiate between stress and burnout?
Okay, so usually, most times when people hear the word stress, they feel that it's abnormal. Stress is actually a normal phenomena. It's something that it's really not a threat. It's a natural reaction to a demand or a threat. But over time, when it keeps building up, then it becomes a problem. Take, for example, you have a big project at work. Okay. You have demands to meet. You have an exam coming up. You begin to have this burst of energy. Your heart start beating fast. So that is where the stress comes in because it's been prolonged for a while. It has gone beyond the natural reaction. So burnout and stress are actually intertwined, but they have their distinct difference. Burnout is when you face that very prolonged stress, especially in situations where you feel you have little control
Mm.
or there's no recognition. Take for example, you're in a workplace and you feel that you're not recognized, the bit you're bringing in is not appreciated. So it starts as stress, but over time it becomes a burnout.
Mm.
So the main difference between the major difference between the stress and the burnout is how you engage with your environment. With stress, you might feel under pressure, but with burnout, you are emotionally detached and exhausted.
Okay, so let's
Do
not
you
look
get
at.
that difference?
Yes, absolutely. So let's look at some of the main causes of stress and burnout in today's fast-paced world.
Okay, number one for stress is the work. It's work related. High workload. You have excessive workload. Maybe unrealistic deadlines. Job insecurity. You have the fear that, oh, how am I going to do this? Will I lose my job? The fear of tomorrow. Will I make money? Then you have the poor work-life balance. Then for burnout could be, prolonged. You have prolonged overwork. You have long hours of work, no rest, nothing. Over time, there's something, we have this hormone called cortisol.
Mm.
But cortisol is a natural hormone that is adequate, that is okay. But over time, when you're stressed and get to the burnout phase, your cortisol goes up excessively. And at that point, it becomes a bigger problem for your health. So you begin to have, weight gain. You could have anxiety issues, have issues. You could even have issues with your reproductive health as women. When you're overly stressed, you would realize that when the cortisol goes high, the sexual hormones that you need for reproduction actually goes down. So, like, for example, progesterone, the estrogen, and you actually need those hormones to have a baby, to get pregnant.
Mm.
So, those are some of the causes. They also have relationship issues, personal issues, family, life, health issues. These are things that can actually start as stress, but over time become a serious burnout. Then we have, psychological issues about ourselves. We just want to be perfect all the time. You want to be perfect all the time. You are not positive about life. You always think negatively.
Mm.
But these are things that could actually cause serious stress, and becomes a burnout.
Okay, so before I let you go on now, before I ask you the next question, basically you mentioned one thing about weight gain as being one of the things that happens to your body when you're stressed. Come on, weight gain isn't
Yeah.
isn't that a sign of good living? I mean, some people would practically tell you, "Oh, Nigeria is not even happening to you." I mean, look at you, all looking chubby and all of that.
Oh, really? Wait, I understand where you're coming from. Weight gain is not a sign of living, especially, especially when you have your overweight, because you can still, weight gain can still be, you're still within your normal range,
Mhm.
that is ideal for you. But when your house of what is ideal for you, it's not normal, it's abnormal. It's something you have to work on, because over time it begins to affect your own personal health. In fact, over time for women, it affects how we portray ourselves, how we look at ourselves. Things that you used to love to wear. You love to wear a bodycon, like to wear a high heel, but things you don't wear, you can't wear them anymore, because you feel that you're wearing this, your tummy is bulging out, your arms are big, so it's not a sign of good living. In fact, these days, that's why you look at, when you see some of our actors, take for example, when you see somebody like Kitensho, when you see her, look at her and her age,
Hmm.
you would not see, you wouldn't know she's close to that. And we also have some other people like that. When I see some people, I'm like, are you serious? How old are you? And they think they're 60, 55. I'm like, no, that is not true. But
That is not true.
just because that was yes, just because they've been able to maintain that was. And when you see a woman that is about the same age on the big side, you see it's a big difference. It's a big difference.
Okay.
So losing weight is also anti-aging.
Okay. So before we come down to some of the ways this can be managed, let's quickly intimate discussions about what the roads are looking like. So at this time, we turn attention to the big screen in the studio. Ikorodu Road remains a very busy one. but moving slowly. Yes, the backlog around the Iroko end, heading inward to Yalaro. If you were coming in from Ketsu end, you would also be caught up in that slow-moving traffic. Uh, yes, heading inward, Ojota looks very good from Ketsu end all through to Ojota, which tells me that the backlog from Odoyalaro is just within Ojota inward Odoyalaro. Away from Ikorodu Road now, let's tell you that Latif Jakonde looks very, very okay. A side alternation. And then we go straight to Ijaya Road. That looks very, very appreciable at this time, in and out. All right, the program is still Safety Train here on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. If you're wondering who I have been speaking with, I have Dr. Seyi Adebayo, a medical doctor from the Windsor University School of Medicine, St. Kitts, in the studio with me. Dr. Seyi, we have highlighted the difference between stress and burnout and some of the causes. Now let's proffer solution.
Okay. So for solutions, when it comes to stress, most times people think that, you need to pop medications. It not necessarily all the time. There are times that all you just need to do is to take a break when you feel so overwhelmed. Take a break, and your break can be as little as walk. And another thing that is very, very important that a lot of us miss out is exercise. We feel that exercise is strenuous. It's a lot of work, but people that do a lot of exercise will tell you that whenever I go and exercise, I feel like I get a lot of clarity. My brain is clear. Like I want to work more. It gives you that burst of energy. So exercise too is very, very key. If you are very stressed, exercise can actually be an antidote to that. Then we also have, eating a balanced diet. You want to ensure, because there are times that too much of junks could actually tilt you into stress. And when I'm talking about stress, there are times that even health issues can actually make you more stressed. Take, for example, as little as having an infection. Stress alone is not just psychological or about work. Even an infection can actually make the body to be in a state of stress. So this is out of your own control right now. So eating a balanced diet is key. You want to ensure you balance your meal properly, enough fruits, enough vegetables, enough lean proteins. Then you also want to set boundaries. This is something that is key that a lot of us don't practice, because we feel that, okay, I want to satisfy everybody. I have been in that before. Like you want to satisfy everybody, and in that process of satisfying everybody, you end up putting so much burden on yourself. So setting boundaries also go a long ways, because it actually limits a lot of things that would actually calm you down in terms of your stress level. Then we also have meditation also. Meditation too is also very key. I tell a lot of my private clients that they have to go on meditation. It's as simple as going on YouTube. On YouTube you would find videos. Just type on YouTube meditation. Meditation. You can even type in calm sounds. These are things that you can play at night before you go to bed.
Okay.
It actually ease you off the stress. Yeah, and it helps you. Yeah, it helps a lot. So those are things that I do in my practice. Then sometimes for some clients, may have to go to the level of placing them on some form of botanicals. Like those are like not proper medication, not like the conventional medication, but like the high grade physician grade supplements to help support their health, because they are in a state of serious burnout, especially professionals. In a serious state of burnout, and we need to help them. And another thing I tell people, especially my professionals, is this: when you work too hard, you are working, especially the mental type of work. When you sit down there, you're on that chair, you're working. As you're working, your vitamins and minerals are getting depleted as fast as you're working.
Okay.
So people like that need to supplement often, but we don't, because we are so struck into that work that we have forgotten ourselves that we even need to take care of ourselves. So then stress is also another thing. Gray hair. When you begin to have gray hair early, you can actually attribute it to stress also.
Okay.
The gray hair that you have, yeah, can also attribute that to stress early.
I used to think that was a myth.
Nah, it's not.
Okay,
because some of vitamins are depleted.
Okay. But then, so what resources do you think are lacking in our community for stress management and burnout prevention? Because when you look around us, a city like Lagos, for instance, you're up as early as 5 a.m. just to beat the traffic and all of that. All of this activity, jumping on the bus, waiting at the bus stop for a bus, are those not enough activity to say, oh, you are exercising your body? Are there things lacking in our society that we're doing wrongly that would actually help with burnout?
Okay, so one of the things that we do wrongly is this, like our work routine. But like I understand, in places like Lagos, they really know how you can stop that, because you leave work at some people leave work as late as 11, and they are up at 4 going to work, which is not a nice routine at all. But that is what they have to do. They have to put food on the table. So for people like this, they may have to fall back to the things I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
Then for again, another thing is, one thing we also don't do is, we don't take therapy seriously. But I also understand that therapies, these days, to even get a coach, it's not cheap. Someone that's going to sit you down and explain the thing. Yes, it's not cheap. So not everybody can afford it, but for people that can afford it, is something that is very important, very, very important, because you need people to actually teach you and put you through on how to get your mind and body in that state of harmony. Then again, I think another thing we do wrongly is us not even identifying ourselves, knowing that what's these things that we are stressed ourselves. A lot of times I get to my clients, they don't even acknowledge that they are stressed. So because when you don't even acknowledge that you're stressed, it's a bigger problem. So it keeps going to becomes a burnout. And from a burnout, you can actually go into diabetes, hypertension,
Wow.
and some other health issues. Yes, you can. Infertility. So one of the things we need to now start doing is, deliberately, we have to be deliberate with ourselves and our body.
Okay.
Even leave workplace aside. Yes. So like I said about the YouTube, go on the YouTube, get these things done. I know for some people, exercise may not be so easy, but weekends that you have time, that is that time you can just do walking around, blah, blah, blah. You said something about the Lagos traffic, waking up, is that not enough exercise?
Yeah.
Don't forget that that's exercise at that particular time. It's like strenuous. It's even a stress on the body. When you are doing a regular exercise and I'm trying to catch the bus, I'm trying to walk to meet walk on the street to go to work. It's stress. It's stress. It's sending a different signal to my brain than when I know that, I'm standing up, I'm going for exercise. They are two different things. So the body is still going through stress. And there are also some online platforms that you can also subscribe to, like we have Headspace. Like I use Headspace a lot. I use Calm a lot, because there's also something called Calm, CALM. They have this guided meditation. They guide you with your thoughts, breathing exercises, a lot of things that we miss out to. So if you're on the bus, you're going to work in the morning, or you're driving, you can even do that deliberately. You take a deep breath.
Okay.
Just take a deep breath. In fact, try it. You will see that you feel so refreshed.
All right, Seyi.
And a lot of times,
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Let me allow you land on your thoughts before I ask you this last question before we wrap it up.
Okay. So another thing is also communities. I think we also need to start understanding the impacts of stress and creating communities, maybe around each local governments within the state also. Yes, it's going to go a long way.
Okay, so let's talk about health-related issues that human beings are prone to when stressed or burnt out. Because in all of these, we shouldn't fail to, highlight some of the things, some of the dangers in trying to harbor stress. Because some of us try to harbor stress all in the name of, I have to work, I have to put food on the table, I don't want to lose my job. I mean, it is only when you are alive, hale and healthy, that you can actually pursue your career.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so some of the health challenges, right?
Yes, please.
Is that the question?
Yes, please.
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, hypertension is one because the cortisol that I said it goes up. The cortisol is a fight and flight hormone.
Okay.
So there are some. I don't want to go into that technical one, but it's over time when it keeps going up like that, it can lead to hypertension.
Okay.
Hypertension and diabetes, they're like brothers and sisters. Over time,
Absolutely.
could have diabetes. Yes, obesity, you gain weight,
Wait.
and
Okay.
it can also affect your hormones. It can, take, for example, affect your progesterone. It goes really down, and you become estrogen dominant. And if you are not careful, you're still doing some, still you could even it could lead to cancer over time too.
Wow.
Because at the same time that you're having stress, yes, there are also some other things happening in the body. So they're all intertwined, all intertwined from one problem to the other problem to the other problem, and mental health issues also. So take for example, you're battling with work stress, then you are in a relationship, your marriage, you're also battling with that. It could actually make the man or the woman, start beginning to have some mental breakdown that could lead to depression. And from there you start taking all the antidepressants, and everything just keeps going. The health keeps dragging, the body
All right.
keeps dragging.
Okay. So this last question now, how can we support loved ones who may be experiencing stress or burnout?
Okay, so number one is
In a minute.
understanding. So we have to ensure that, like what I mentioned earlier, get therapists, have a community, speak with them in a love. You understand that they are down. You just have to look for ways, things that helps them feel better.
Yes.
You have to locate them and bring it into their life, and inculcate that into their activity.
Okay. All right then. Thank you so much, Dr. Seyi Adebayo. That's how much we can take on the program this afternoon. Thank you so much for coming on the program. I have been speaking with Dr. Seyi Adebayo, a medical doctor from the Windsor University School of Medicine, St. Kitts and Nevis. She's also a certified integrative and functional medicine specialist. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you, Taiwo. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. All right, this program has been brought to you with the support of Rely Supply Limited. They are into refill and audit of first aid boxes and training. You can call for details on how to promote your brand on the radio. That's on Safety Train here. And you can also get Rely Support services by calling this phone number 081 81 313156 or 0803 4030 Until the program comes your way next week, please stay on the good side of the law and ensure that you take your health very seriously and exercise regularly. If you need to seek help, like Dr. Seyi Adebayo mentioned, ensure that you seek help. Counseling is also very important. Exercising is another factor you need to put into consideration. Do all of these and your body will certainly be in the right shape.